Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. So let's just dive right in talking about the VA pension for aid in attendance. All right. So I'm going to start off by going to what is a VA pension to start with. In case you guys know some older veterans or some veterans who were in during the wartime period, because I'm going to show the pension eligibility here. Let's start here first. Okay. And you can easily find this on the VA's website, pension benefits. You can go through all of the eligibilities, right? There's so many different ones here. The first one, both of these must be true. You're not a dishonorable veteran. Your yearly family income and net worth must meet certain limits set by Congress. And I'll show you guys what that is. And then it gives the active duty dates, how long you should have been in. If you serve, what is this, before September 8th, 1980, at least 90 days. If you enlisted after September 7th, 1980, you need at least 24 months. And one of those days would need to be during the wartime period. If you're an officer, after September 16th, 1981, have at least 24 months served. And then down here, one of these must be true. You either 65, permanent and total. Now, this is where people get confused. Permanent and total does not mean 100% compensation permanent and total. It just means that you are totally disabled, not compensation VA disabled, but disabled. Some people get that confused thinking they're talking about, I'm 100% compensation. This does not say that. It just says permanent and total disabled at 100%. It doesn't say that. This is talking about separate disabilities, okay? You're a patient in a nursing home, you're receiving Social Security or supplemental security income. All right, so those are the basic qualifications. And then these are the wartime periods. As far as the Gulf War, there has been no date set as of yet, end date. So as far as we know, it is still ongoing. They have left this open, but it started August 2nd, 1990. It's the start date they officially have for the Gulf War. All right. Now, this is eligibility for a pension, right? Let me just read eligibility so we're all on the same page. The Veterans Pension Program provides monthly payments to wartime veterans who meet certain age or disability requirements and who have income and net worth within certain limits. Find out if you're eligible for this benefit. So, in a nutshell, a pension is designed to help veterans who have little to low income, okay? They could be totally disabled, staying in a nursing home. They could only be on SSI benefits, but this is a program designed to help veterans. Think of this like SSI program for Social Security. That's basically what a veterans pension program is, but you have to meet the criteria. Now, what we were referring to is the pension. So let's move over here. I'm sorry, for the aid in attendance and housebound. I showed you guys where to find it yesterday when it comes to SMC aid in attendance for the compensation side. Now this is on the pension side. Again, go to the VA pension benefits, and then you come down here to VA aid and attendance benefits and housing allowance, okay? The qualifications here are similar to what it would be on the compensation side and what it would be for the caregiver program that I'm going to go over tomorrow, all right? And then it talks about eligibility, what needs to be true. Let's read it through a few of these, and then these are easily for you guys to go back and read. But the main reason I'm doing this is because people were only thinking this is the only way to get aid in attendance. It is not. I showed you yesterday, there's a compensation aid in attendance. This is the pension aid in attendance. And then lastly, there's the caregiver program. So this says you need another person to help you perform daily activities like bathing, feeding, and dressing, or you have to stay in bed or spend a large portion of the day in bed because of illness, or you are a patient in a nursing home due to the loss of mental or physical abilities related to a disability, or your eyesight is limited. Even with glasses or contact lenses, you only have 520 or less in both eyes. What else we got here? 5 degrees, that's the same thing. Let's see. Housebound eligibility, because that was for aid and attendance. Housebound. Let's see, you may be eligible for this benefit, get a pension, and spend most of your time at home. So it's the same thing. You spend most of your time at home because of a permanent disability. And again, this is not referring, when it says permanent and total, to compensation. This is referring to your overall. This has nothing to do with service connection. Okay. These are for people, say you're in a car accident, you screwed up yourself in a car accident. It's not service connected. This is for those people, right? Where you can't work anymore, you don't have any savings, or you have some savings, but it's not really a whole lot. Because I'm gonna show you what the limits are that were set by Congress. And if you qualify, you're able to receive this pension. All right. Now, there are some veterans who are service connected where the VA will give them the option to take the service connection or the pension. And depending on the amount, most of the time, the veteran is going to accept the pension because it's worth more than the service connection. So let me give you an example. Let's say you apply for a service connection. The VA gives you 20%, okay? They may then come back and say, okay, since this is your only income source, we'll offer you the pension in place of the 20% service connection, which the pension is going to be more than the 20%. Now, if you're a veteran, you're only getting, I don't know what 20% pays. Let's say 20% pays $350 a month. So let's say there's $350 over here when you can get $1,300 a month over here, we're getting the pension. Most people are going to take the pension. They're going to take the higher amount, you know. But if you planned on, or if you had more disabilities and you had more issues, that's something you want to think about, because on the compensation side, you can go up and change that amount versus on the pension side, it is what it is. There is no percentages. It's just like SSI. It is a set amount by Congress. The only time this changed over here is when it's a COLA, cost of living adjustment increase. Unlike here, you can go up and you can receive your full Social Security on the compensation side. On the pension side, it's like SSI. Once you get to a certain level, yeah, you're not gonna be able to get any more. Okay, hopefully that's clear. All right, so let's go to the limits set by Congress. And anyone who qualifies for this, man, I would advise you guys to either talk to a VSO to understand what all the qualifications are for the limits set by Congress, or talk to one of the service organizations, or talk to an advocate group to fully understand what are these requirements by Congress. But I will tell you, it is a large amount. Okay, I believe the network, yeah, is set right here, $150,538. So as long as you have a net worth below this amount, they will qualify. And also, this does not include things like your house. It doesn't include your car. It doesn't include household appliances. I believe all of that is right in here. On October 18, 2018, we changed the way we assess net worth to make the pension eligibility rules clearer. Net worth includes your and your spouse's assets and annual income. So your spouse's, whatever, if your spouse owns separate land or got another separate house in her name, they're going to count that. But for the veteran, they're not going to count your house. I know this. They're not going to count your house. They're not going to count your car, most of your appliances, and some of the other things. As a matter of fact, let's see. I know it's in here somewhere. Your countable income. You're married to your spouse. You qualify. Adjustment. You're a veteran with dependents. You may also qualify for aid and attendance. I know it talks about that in here. What assets? Okay, assets not included. Your primary residence, so your home where you live, most of the time is not included. Your car is not included. Basic home items like appliances that you would take with you if you move to a new house. So again, I'm not 100% on how they calculate all this. I know they use your salary and then like possessions, and then you have deductions and all that. That's a whole formula they got to go through. But I will tell you that the majority of people don't have this in net worth. Okay, $150,538. That is set by Congress. Okay, so I'm sure most people don't have that type of net worth that's applying for this pension. All right, now when it comes to the amounts, this is what a lot of people wants to know. Now these amounts, the first one is for a single veteran who does not receive housebound benefits and does not receive aid in attendance. So that's $16,037 a year, which is roughly a little more than $1,300 a month. That's what you would get on a pension. All right. If you qualify for housebound, it would be $19,598 per year, which is roughly a little more than $1,600 monthly. That's what you would get if you qualify for housebound. And lastly is aid in attendance. If you qualified as a single veteran, would be $26,752 annually, which would be a little more than $2,200 a month. Okay. Now, I know a question is going to come from someone. Can I live abroad and receive a VA pension? Yes, you can. There is nothing anywhere that's written that says you cannot live abroad if you're receiving a VA pension. But if you're receiving a VA pension and SSI, supplemental security income, the supplemental security income, no, you cannot receive that outside of the U.S. or U.S. territories. You have to be in the U.S. or U.S. territories to receive SSI. But a pension, you can be anywhere in the world and receive that pension. Now, I will reiterate, that's not a whole lot to be going overseas with, especially if you're only getting the $16,037 a year, which is like $1,300 a month. But hey, y'all adults, do what you do. All right. And then they have the other qualifications here for dependents. Man, who's blowing me up? They have the other qualifications here for dependents, spouses, and what the amounts would increase to: 21,000, 24,000 plus, 31,000 plus. And then they also have amounts here for if two people who are disabled veterans, they both qualify for the pension. And if one qualifies for housebound and the other one doesn't, it shows the amount. It shows the amount if both qualify. Same thing. If one qualifies for the pension, for aid in attendance, and the other one doesn't, this is what you would get. No, that's a single. That's two together. These amounts are combined. If there's two veterans and they're married to each other, these are the combined amounts. Okay. If both need to get aid in attendance, this is what they would get together: $42,433. If one qualifies for housebound and the other one doesn't, they would get $35,000 together. So these are together for the total, two veterans married to each other. This is what it would be. All right. Now, let me go up, take this off, and see if there's any questions regarding this. What's up, Freddie? Barry, what's going on? T-Mix, how you doing today? So that is the pension in a nutshell. I'll show you guys where you can find this on the VA's website. Pension benefits, aid in attendance, and housebound allowance is where you can find this one. Let me pull it back up on the screen so you can see exactly what I'm saying. So there should not be a question when it comes to where can I find SMC, aid in attendance? Where can I find pension, aid in attendance? Is right here. Pension benefits, aid in attendance benefits, housebound allowance. This is it. This is how you see what the pay rate actually is. You know what, I got to take this. I need to interrupt this real quick. Give me 1 second. Make sure I know who this is. Oh, well, they ended the call. I think that was somebody I needed to talk to, but they hung up very quickly. It didn't last. Hopefully they call back. That's one that I need to take. All right. Are there any questions at all when it comes to the pension? Because I ran through the qualifications, I ran through the amounts, showed you each one. I showed you the limits that were set by Congress. So are there any other questions when it comes to the pension? Okay, if not, let me cover another subject. And this is an unfortunate story I got to tell you guys about, but there's a situation where I talked about maybe 4 or 5 months ago where there was a veteran who, and I mentioned this before, guys, when you're looking online or you giving your information out about VA or about Social Security, and you're using a public site, like you go to the library, like you don't have, for whatever reason, you want to print something out, you don't have a printer at home, you want to go to a public library and maybe print out your award letter, or you want to go print out your commissary letter, or whatever it may be. And you go to the library, and it's a public library, right? So when you put your info in, the computer will normally ask, do you want to save it? Or it may be set on save automatically. So this is a situation where this person went to a public space, they got on e-benefits, put their information in to get on e-benefits, printed out whatever it was they printed out, right? And then they left. They didn't delete anything. Now, according to them, someone came behind them, went into their account and changed their bank account information and sent their bank account payment, their compensation payment to another bank account. Now, normally, when you have those accounts, you usually get an email alert to tell you this has been changed. This person said they don't check their email. I check my email every single day. Okay. If I get an email, I'm checking that email to see what it says. This person didn't check to see what was on the email. So when it came time to get paid, he didn't get paid. And now he's wondering, he's calling the VA. He's like, yeah, your money was deposited in your account. So finally he asked, what account did you all put the money in? And it was some account in another state, totally different bank. And he's like, I didn't do that. Well, the VA said, we sent you an email confirming what you did. You never responded back. And if you don't respond back, they're assuming that it's you. So they're going to send the payment to wherever you have in that account. And I've said this before, man, you have to be very careful when you're going onto your page, you're putting information out there, especially when you're doing it in public. You have to make sure you delete it, or when you get home, change your password from what you were using before, right? I can tell you when I first signed up here with the HCA, they had me go to eBenefits to get a list of my disabilities. They had me go to My Healthy Vet to download a list of my medications. As soon as we were done with that, I was sitting right there with my phone and I changed all my passwords to both accounts, because I don't want someone to go back, try to put my info in, and then change where my stuff is going. You guys understand what I'm saying? This is a lesson to you guys out there who are going places. You just putting in your info. You're using a public Wi-Fi. You're using somebody else's computer. Never take the chance, especially if you don't check your emails very often, because they will send you an alert telling you that, hey, you changed your address. If you didn't change it, contact us now. Or you changed your bank account. And if you didn't change it, contact us now. Because they don't know. You're doing it electronically and you were able to get access to the account. As long as you're getting access to the account, they're going to send it wherever because they think it's you. So you have to be careful with that, man. Be careful, especially if you're abroad. It's going to take some time for them to figure that out and to pay you. If you take a chance and think, hey, Hopefully, they'll be able to get it in the next week or two. Usually it's not that fast. They got to put a trace on the money, and they may pay you, or they may pay you some, or your bank may try to help you out and still make the deposit, but that's not a guarantee. So once again, you want to be very careful what you're putting out there. All right. How much can a survivor spouse receive? That's going to depend. Usually they're going to get about half of whatever the veteran was getting. So let's say the veteran is getting 100% at 36. They're probably going to get around 17 to 18. They're not going to get the full amount. That ain't happening. That's not happening. Matter of fact, we can look it up. Let's see. They're not going to get the full amount of pay. Matter of fact, well, this is for, I'll show you the other one as well. I'll show you what it is for the pension benefit, what the survivor payment is. Let me make sure I'm on the right one. For qualifying survivors with at least one dependent, let's see, qualified survivors, no dependent. All right, let me pull this up real quick. Yeah, they're not getting the same amount that the veteran was getting. No, they normally get half. So in this case with the pension, if you see right here, for qualifying surviving spouses with no dependents, if they don't qualify for aid and attendance or housebound, this is all they're going to receive annually, $10,757, which is like what? You divide that by 12, that's not even $1,000 a month. That's for the pension now. This is for the survivor pension plan payment. If you go to the regular rate, hold up, I got to pull that up. If you go to the regular rate for survivor payments, I'll show you what that is. Dependent payment. Show you guys what that is real quick. But yeah, they're never going to get what the veteran was getting. No. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. Added amount for survivors? No. Okay, survivor spouse's rate if the veteran dies. DIC for the child. And then where is it for the spouse? Let's see for the child. Well, let me pull this up so you guys can see it too. All right, so let's see, survivor spouse rate, the veteran dies on or after January 1st, 1993. Veteran dies before. Okay, so this would be after. Surviving spouse, 1562.74, effective December 1st, 2022. Got it? Let's see, you may qualify for additional benefits, an additional amount of $331.84. If veterans rate totally disabled, but individuals unemployed be for at least 8 full years leading up to their death. So this would be an additional $331.84. If the veteran, if you had a disability and need help, so this is for the survivor. If they had other issues besides the veteran being 100%, so you would add this $331.84 to that. If you had it more than 8 years, you're 100% fully disabled, right? Even if you're on IU, you had it for at least 8 full years. Your surviving spouse would get the $1562.74 plus the $31.84 added to that. So that's like almost $1,900 a month. That's where they would be at. That's as of January 1st, 1993. This is the most current and up-to-date one. If you have kids, obviously you're going to add more to that. And then if it's for a child, because I'm sure someone's going to ask for a child, if there's only surviving children, these are the rates between 18 to 23, $327.99. Helpless child over 18, $659.83. Damn. And then these are the rates for the kids under the age of 18 or 18 to 23 with VA approved school programs. So one child, this is the amount that they would receive. Okay. And again, you can find that right here, survivor DIC rates, right here on the VA's website. All right. What else we got here? What's up, Mr. B? How you doing? Yeah, I think it's half. Yep. Thanks for the information. Oh, it's all good. Got it? Let's see. Hey, what's up? How you doing today? All right. Are there any more questions when it comes to that? So we went over SMC, aid in attendance. We just went over pension, aid in attendance, and housebound and eligibility. And we went over pay for survivors. All right. Tomorrow is the last one I'm doing this week, which is the caregiver program. All right. So I'm going to reiterate this. If you qualify for a pension and you want to live abroad, that's not a lot to live abroad on, but if you want to go live abroad on that, you're more than welcome to go abroad if you're receiving a pension. There's nothing that says you can't go abroad. Oh, one other thing I want to go over real quick. Before I get up out of here, I did get this question about FMP, the Foreign Medical Program. Where is it? It's on the VA's website. All the eligibility, what is included, excluded, what is included and what is excluded. You'll be able to see that on the VA's website. So let me pull that up real quick. Okay, so here is the community care page for the Foreign Medical Program. That's where it is, community care. All right. And to enroll, COVID-19 benefits, the contacts. This is usually what people want to know. They do have a toll-free number right here. They have a fax number where you can download the application and fax it back in. Here is their actual location, Denver, Colorado. If you're living in Canada, here's a toll-free number for you and a fax number. Living abroad, and what is for this? Written correspondences and, okay, accept medical claims. So you wouldn't send medical claims here. This is just for written correspondences. All right. And then here are all the phone numbers, depending on the location and the area that you're in, right here. All right. All of this is on the VA's website. Anything that you're eligible for, it'll show you. It'll show you what the restrictions are. It'll go through all of that. So whatever you're not sure about, and I'll give you an example of that. Does this switch pages as well? It does not. So I got to pull it up over here. But I want you all to be, I want you all to know exactly, what it is you're doing when you decide to go abroad and all the information that is available. Okay. Oh, no, this is the Trusted Travelers Program. No, that's not the one I wanted. The one I want to show you guys is the exemptions, what is excluded, and what you can and can't do when it comes to that. Because it's similar to the one I did for, I'm trying to find it real quick. It's similar to the one I did for Manila, where they basically tell you the do's and the don'ts, what you can do and what you can't do. No, that's not it either. There's like a quick one that you can pull up that goes over eligibility for FMP. It's the registration. Embassy, Trusted Travelers Program. No. That's facilities. Who's hitting me up now? Okay. Is this it? No. Can't find the page I'm looking for right now, but there is a page where it would show you all of the do's and the don'ts. Let me see. Is it up here? Reimbursement, fact sheet, benefits, and claims. Is this it? Yes, this is the one I'm looking for. Right here. Make sure it's the same one on the screen. Yep, this is the one I'm looking for. So guys, those of you who want to know the foreign medical program benefits and claims information, this goes over all the things that are excluded. So anytime somebody keeps asking me about the foreign medical program and aid and attendance, I want you to go right here. Health benefits exclusions, all right? Assisted living? No. Custodial care? No. Companion services? No. Okay? They're not going to do aid and attendance abroad for 2 reasons, all right? And then right here, aid and attendance. They're not going to do it. This is excluded. Not only is it excluded from FMP, but the caregiver program, and I'll show you that tomorrow. They're not going to do it. For one, they have to do inspections. You can't just go into somebody's country and go to a veteran's home and do an inspection in somebody else's territory. That's just, no, they can't do that. And then the second reason why is because the caregiver is also covered medically by the VA, where overseas, you're barely covered as it is by FMP because it's based upon your service connection. And the caregiver will not be covered overseas at all. So those are the 2 reasons, the most frequent reasons why they're not going to do the caregiver program overseas. It's just not going to happen. But for those of you who are abroad, I would advise you seriously to take a look at this page and know exactly what you can and what you're entitled to and what you're not by looking at this right here. You know exactly what you can and can't do in each one of these countries. All right. All right. Let's stop that real quick. Let's see. I got those. Did you hear back? Oh, yeah, I got a response back, Barry. So, yeah, okay, glad you brought that up. Okay, so when it comes to Colombia, I can't speak about no other country. I can tell you about Colombia. When it comes to Colombia, you can use your special adaptive housing grant or your, what's it called, specialty housing adaptation grant, or you can use the temporary grant. And then the next question I asked him was, does it have to be, is it changed to what the value would be in pesos here? Like you can only use X amount. No, you get to use your full amount that you qualify for here. Okay. So if you have the bigger grant, like I have the bigger grant for the fiscal year, I think you get up to 109 for the fiscal year, but they're going to break it up. I think it's like you can get 44. Hold up. I ain't got to guess. I'll tell you what it is. You pull it up. But you can use it like you could in the States. So if you plan on buying a house overseas, you plan on, and I'm talking about Colombia. I can't speak. I only asked about where I was. But I'm sure if they do it here, they do it in other places. All right. But I just asked about where I was in Colombia. The guy told me, and it was a process to get to the guy. Okay, because it's not like the VA has a button you press now that says veterans living abroad. No, I had to get one person, then go to the next person to get to this person. And anybody that wants that info, leave a comment in the comment section, and I can leave you this guy's email. And I said, can I give people your email who qualify for this? And he says, yeah, we'll just call it an outreach, like you're just reaching out to get information. So if you need his email, if you're abroad and you're looking at buying a property and you want to use your housing grant where you are, here I can give you an email to contact them so you can move forward from there and then reach whatever area that you're in, whoever the rep is for that area. All right. However, you need to be qualified first. If you're not even qualified and you just call them and say, hey, well, I'm thinking about applying, they're not going to talk to you, because he had to verify I even had it before he even told me anything else beyond that. So if you're just reaching out saying, well, I'm thinking about applying, you're wasting your time, because he's not going to even talk to you. You have to be awarded the benefit already. They're going to ask for your social. They're going to see whether or not you qualify, and then they're going to talk to you from that point. All right. So if you qualify, I got a contact for you. If you plan on making modifications to whatever home you're thinking about building in whatever country you're in. All right. I appreciate Barry bringing that up because I forgot about that. We're going to bring that up, the housing. Bring that up real quick so you guys know how much it is. Man, there's so much to try to remember. All right, so here we go with the housing grant, right? So this is the one I have, the special adaptive housing grant. Not going over qualifications. So yeah, so this is how much you can get up to for the fiscal year of 2023. $109,986. That's the current maximum amount for this fiscal year. The actual amount that you are granted, I think I have to look it up. It's on e-benefits. I want to say it's between 500 and 600,000 that you get total for your lifetime, right? But this is how much you can get up to for this fiscal year on the SAH. And then for the SHA, this is the other one. Hold up. Make sure I'm telling you right. Special Adaptive Housing Grant. And then the Special Home Adaptation Grant. Now, this one is lower. You don't get quite as much. For the fiscal year, you get $22,036. That's what you get for SHA. Now, for those of you who are curious, okay, how do you qualify? So on and so forth, right? For this type of benefit, again, this is a benefit that was awarded. I didn't apply for this. All right. Now, when it says how to apply, you're applying to use the benefit. It's like the auto grant. I don't know an application on here where you're applying for the housing grant. I don't know what that is, because this, when you get the form for this, is normally the form you're asking for the money because you own the home and you're ready for contractors to get your 3 bids to give it to the contractors, and then they send those bids to the VA, and then the VA will make a decision from there. But as far as like how do you apply for this, again, I was awarded this. I don't know how that would happen. I'm being honest. I don't know. I was awarded. But those are the amounts. So that's, to be quite honest with you, 109,000 would buy you a very decent house here. No lie. You can get a very decent house here for $109,000. But that's supposed to be just for modifying the house, right? That's not supposed to be for buying a house. That's supposed to be for modifying a house. Great info. Appreciate it. Let's see. That was a good live Saturday. I fell asleep early. It's all good. Are you a Raider? Oh, you guys talking to each other. What else we got here? I guess state won't qualify for that. They won't even give that fool a walker with half a wheel on it. Oh, you talking about blank slate? Okay. No. Well, I don't know if blank slate has any qualifying disabilities. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, when my stuff went through, guys, I was awarded all this stuff at one time based upon my disabilities. I didn't apply for anything. I don't know what the amounts are. If you guys are patient a little bit, I'll pull up e-benefits and then you can see how much the amount is. Because I forgot how much it was. I know it's like half a mil or something like that. You get to sign up for, you get so much per your lifetime that you can use because you may move or you might need to make more changes. Like now, you may not be in a wheelchair now, but you may be in a wheelchair later, and they may need to widen the doors. Or you got a specialty bathroom, but now you need a bathroom where there's a door, like a tub where you can actually open the door and sit. So there's many different ways that people look at that. I'm sorry, that the VA looks at that and they make a determination. I'm getting into my e-benefits account right now. I want to pull up so you guys can see what is the maximum amount you can get over, a period of time. They're not going to give it all to you at once. Some people are under the impression that they're going to give you like all 500,000 or however much it was. That's not happening. Oh, wait, I sent it to the wrong one. Man, I hate this. You got to do this text crap. And then you got to wait to get the damn text, which I have not gotten yet. Continue. Give me a second, guys. I'm trying to, as soon as they send me a text message, put this in. And I'll show you guys what the actual amount is for those of you who are curious. If I ever get a text message. I don't know. They got the right phone number, but I haven't gotten a text message yet. I don't know. But I think it's either 500,000 or 600,000, something like that. Just finished up my SAH grant. Okay. So you had the bigger, wow, you used all of, so how much was it, Ira? How much total did you end up spending? Because I want to say it's either 500,000 or 600,000, something like that. And you used all of it? Damn. I still never got a text message yet. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I haven't even gotten a text message. Let me try to resend it. I'm curious to know how much you spent in total. You said you just finished up. You just using your grant for the year, or you finished using the grant total for a lifetime? Because that's quite a bit to spend on, different projects on the house. Bro, I still never got a text message yet. I don't know what's going on with this. Normally by now I've gotten a text message, but I haven't gotten one. But yes, if you're abroad, you need that information, leave a comment. I can leave you the email, and you'll be able to see. Let me try this again. You'll be able to see, or you'll be able to talk to the person that I did, and they'll go over everything with you about it. Basically that. What he basically told me, guys, was to try to find a ranch style home instead of trying to do an apartment or a condo, because the rules here are different than they are in the States. So if you buy a condo or an apartment and say you need to blow out a wall because now you need a bigger walkway, you may not be able to do that because of the HOA or because of the layout, versus you in a house, like a house in the States, even though that, they pretty much make them out of block here, even though you in a house, you ready to blow that wall out in the house, no problem. In an apartment or a condo, that's going to be different because of the HOA and because of the structure. Where a single house, yeah, you can be able to move that around any way you want and add whatever, ramps or whatever. Because when you're in an apartment, I mean, yeah, you're going to be very limited on what you can do in an apartment. Let's see. 82,000 only awarded 102. 11. So you only got 102? Man, let me try e-benefits one more time. I got way more than that. Are you sure that's all you got? Because I know that's what you get for the fiscal year, but that's not what you get total for your lifetime. Oh, I need to get on e-benefits. I know for the fiscal year, that's what you get. But but for your lifetime, no, it's supposed to be more than that. Oh, did e-benefits go away? No, it's right here. Log in. Because I know you get that annually for 1 year, but it's more than that. Skip, continue. Okay, now I'm in e-benefits. I don't know what I was on before. Close all these out. All right, let me go to my benefits real quick, guys, so I can pull this up and show you. Because I know that's what you can spend annually, but that's not all of it. Special adaptive housing. Learn more. No. Oh, it doesn't do it on here anymore. You got to go to va.gov to see it now. They're moving everything to va.gov. So on e-benefits, you used to be able to just go to your additional benefits, log in, and then you were done. But they're not doing that anymore. Now you got to go over here to see it. Yeah, you may want to check on that because I know that's annually, but that's not all of it. That's just for 1 year. That's not your total amount. If you got an SAH, normally it's like $500,000. It should be up to 600,000 by now. I kind of log it. This one is different. It's not like e-benefits. You can get into e-benefits like this. I'm gonna try it one more time. Okay. Housing. Yeah, it doesn't let me do it. Oh wait, maybe it does. Housing. My BA. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get to where I can show you the amount. It's just taking a minute to do it, but I'm telling you, Ira, that's just for 1 year. You should have way more than that. That's probably all they gave you for this year to do whatever you need to get done. And later on, if you need more, you should have a lot more. You probably got at least 400,000 more. Standing debt, benefits, manage your deposit, education and training. Where the hell is it on here? I don't know where it is on va.gov. Go to your profile. I don't know. Does someone on here know how do you get to your extra benefits on va.gov? This one I'm not too sure about. Military info, account security, connected apps. No, it's none of that. Eligibility update. No. I don't know where it is on here because this is contact, military info, direct deposit, notifications, account security, connected app. Okay, where do you find? Oh, I'll search. Additional benefits. No, that's not it. Bro, I don't. Yeah, this one is totally different than e-benefits. E-benefits, you could easily go down to anything extra that you have and it would show you. This, if you go to my profile, it doesn't tell me anything about extra benefits that I have. If I click on to the 100%, it just shows my ratings, but it doesn't show me anything extra that I'm entitled to. I might have to play around with this in order to find where you would see all your benefits, everything that you're entitled to. This doesn't show you any of that I can find. Does anybody have a clue who's watching right now? Because this just shows my VA, my health, and profile. This doesn't tell you like you get SMC this, or you get SMC that, or you have this grant, or you have voc rehab. I don't see anywhere where this tells you that. If you go to my VA, it just shows whether or not you got any claims, your health care, if you owe any debts, how much you get paid, the progress, if you have anything pending, and then that's it. It doesn't direct you to where if you want to see your benefits, what they are. This doesn't tell you anything. I got to play around with this in order to find it, because this doesn't tell you like it does with the other one. Where am I? Let's see. Do you recommend a foreigner buy a condo there instead of paying rent in an apartment? That's up to the individual, bro. I can't tell you. That's up to the individual. For me, honestly, the peso is too volatile for me. Right now, it's more stable, and especially from where it was when I moved here 6 years ago. When I moved here 6 years ago, it was 32-1. It is currently 48-1. So had I bought a house back then, I'd be pissed because I lost all kind of money. But you have to look at it, I guess, the way other people look at it. I'm buying a house. I'm not worried about, the value. So it all depends on the person, right? If you're buying something to live here and you don't really care what the value is going to be, then you do that. But if you're buying something in hopes of selling it and making a profit, I don't know, because here it's just so volatile with the peso. But right now it's in a good place. It is right now. This is like the perfect time to buy if you're going to do it right now. But I will tell you, since I've been here, my rent has gone down every year because of the peso. From where it started to where it is now, it's gone down every year. So it is hard to say. But there are places here where you could buy a decent house, 40,000, 50,000 in a decent neighborhood. And then you have condos like this. These are only like $60,000. And this is in Poblado, in the heart of Poblado. So it really just depends. Buying a house, I would think, is much riskier and expensive for a foreigner. No, it all depends on where you're buying, right? I mean, you got all kinds of spots you can buy a house in. It depends on what you like, the area you like, and where you want to be. Obviously, if you're going to be outside the city, it's going to be a lot less. Like if you're moving into Guarani, it's going to be a lot less. You move into St. Helena, that's going to be a lot less. But if you're moving inside the city into a popular neighborhood, yeah, it's going to cost you a lot more. But those are all factors you got to take into account. Now here, I would never do anything without a lawyer. I'm not going to trust, because they really don't have licensed agents when it comes to realtors. Anybody here can be a realtor. Hell, I could be a realtor. I could just print up some cards tomorrow. I'm a realtor. Because they don't really have, like in the U.S., licensed realtors here. So, I wouldn't do nothing here without a lawyer. We'll check it into, you got more than that. If you don't have it, I would not purchase nothing here without a lawyer. What's up, Mr. Miles? Didn't mean to skip over you like that. How you doing today? and it will not show you on VA. You can use same password for event. Yeah, it's not showing. I don't know why. It's not showing. It used to. It used to give you a link. You could click onto that link, and then it would display how much you have, how much you use, and the application. You can. It'll link you to the application that you can fill out. It doesn't do that anymore. Let's see. You can get a good condo or house in Colombia for 100K or less. Hell yeah. Easy. Dude, the condo I'm in El Poblado in the Golden Mile, this condo or this apartment is like $60,000. It might be less. I think the lady says like 60,000, something like that. And the HOA is, I don't even think it's $50 a month. Yeah, easy. I mean, now let me preface this. Let me preface this. I know my landlord, okay? The price I got is not the price a typical person would get from her coming from the States. You gotta remember, I've been here a long time. I know the people that I deal with, they're gonna give me more of a local price than they're gonna give me a foreign price. So for me, the price I heard was about 50 to 60. For you coming here and you don't know anybody, hell, they may say 80 to 100 grand for this place, and it's only worth 50 or 60. So, you got to take that into account too. You need to know someone here. Like, I wouldn't be the one in front. Like, I would hear everything, and I'm the one dealing with the numbers, but Erica would be the one buying it, not me. Like, it would be in both our names, right? But as far as who's out front and doing all the talking, she doing all the talking. I'm just in the background. I'm in the background like a dumbass tourist, a dumbass foreigner. I'm just sitting in the background listening. That's all I'm doing, dude. Anytime we get ready to do something here, I'm gonna do a video and show you guys. I don't really say much, especially when we're going to look at something or buy something. I don't say much. I tell them in the car what I want or what I'm looking for or what I'm willing to pay, and I let them talk because they know, versus me trying to explain something to someone, right? And it's like, okay, this guy's a foreigner. Let me try to get this out of him. Let them deal with it. You already answered the question. Thanks. Okay. 60,000 for a condo, HOA fees. Even if the price is almost double, still like a good deal, not much in the US. No. I mean, if you're comparing this to the US, oh, hell yeah. This is a hell of a deal. In this neighborhood I'm in, bro, this is a hell of a deal. I mean, I'm down the street from a casino, a gym. I got 4 or 5 banks right here. I got 2 malls. I got all kind of crap. Yeah, it's not as much on the local price. Hear me when I say that now. Local price. On the local price versus what they're going to tell a foreigner. What they're going to tell a foreigner about here is totally different than what I'm going to hear. I want to reiterate that now. Don't come into the Golden Mile. You ain't never been here. You don't know nobody. You walking through as a gringo. Oh, yeah. You going to hear on the highest end. Everywhere you go, it's going to be 100K minimum all the way up. That's what you're going to hear. But as someone who knows people here, who negotiates for you, no. You're going to get closer to a local price. That's just the truth. In anything, if I were to go rent another apartment, I'm going to use the same landlord because she knows I'm familiar with her. I've been paying her since I've been in the country. Versus I go to somebody completely different. They ain't never seen me. Forget the fact I got a Colombian ID card. Forget the fact I've been living here. I'm a foreigner to them. Doesn't matter. I'm still a foreigner to them. So I'm going to pay the foreign rate. Versus someone, you're not paying the foreign rate. You're paying closer. I'm not saying you're paying the exact local rate, but you're paying closer to the local rate. That's the biggest difference. And I also want to say this, man, while I'm on here. Okay. As an American, we get privileges that sometimes are much different in other countries. For example, as an American, I can say pretty much anything about my country, anything about my president, and Most people in America won't pay much attention because we have freedom of speech, right? You have the freedom to say what you want to say as an American citizen. But when you are in a different country, and especially when you have platforms like YouTube or Facebook, Instagram, and you have a huge following, you have to be careful what you say in a particular country because the people are more prideful about their country, I'll put it that way, than the typical American would be. All right. So, for example, if all I did was just say I trash Colombia every single day, I'm living here. But let's just say I say a lot of disparaging things about Colombia every time I get online. Okay. And let's say I got a big following. Eventually, I'm going to run across somebody who have seen me on YouTube bash their country. How you think they're going to take that? They're not going to take it very well, right? So I'm only saying that, man, because sometimes we can express ourselves as Americans because we have that right to do so. But that doesn't mean everywhere you go in the world, you're able to do that. You have to keep in mind where you are. It's kind of like in some of these countries, they really believe what they really going to do what they say. Like in America, somebody will make a threat. Man, I'll blow up everybody up in here. And people like, whatever. In some of these countries, when they say they're going to blow up everybody up in here, they're going to blow up everybody up in here. You take that to heart. Okay? In the U.S., there's a lot of idle threats. People say a lot of things, and they never follow through with them. They upset. They'll throw things out there. In other countries, they ain't just throwing stuff out there. They telling you what they getting ready to do. Or sometimes they don't even tell you. They just do it. In the States, guys will walk up on each other. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? May shove. And neither one of them really want to fight, so they walk away. Here, if they walk up on you, it ain't no shove and ask you what. No. They coming. Okay? So I'm saying all that, man, to say this. If you have a platform on any of these social media sites, be careful what you say. You don't know who's watching. You don't know how it's going to be perceived because you could say something that is totally benign about a country, but the way it comes across with the change of language, because you could say something very simple in English and it'll be construed as harmless, where in another country it could be looked at as you're disrespecting the women, or you're disrespecting the men, or you're disrespecting all people. So even though we have a strong will as people and we have the freedom to say what we want to say, that's our American right in America. But when you're outside America, okay, you have to I would hope you take into account where you are and respect the people and the culture where you are. That way you don't land yourself in any kind of problems. Give you guys another example. Whenever I refer to the Dominican Republic, anybody who's ever heard me talk about the DR, what do I say about the DR? I love the Dominican Republic. I love the Dominican people. My problem with the Dominican Republic is the infrastructure. That's it. I don't have problems with Dominicans. I don't. I can go back to Santo Domingo at any point, and there'll be people glad to see me when I get there. But if I got online and I just blasted the DR nasty, the DR this, the DR that, who the hell would want to see me if they from the DR? And I'm just trashing the country. So all I'm saying is, guys, just from experience, be careful what you say out there when it comes to other countries, other cultures, and how things are perceived, because the way you're looking at it may be from an American point of view. The way they take it is from their cultural point of view. So that may not jive. Never get involved. Oh, hell no. That's a straight no. Yeah, I don't know enough. Their government is set up similar to the United States, right? President, Congress, Senate, they got the same governor, mayors, all the little elected officials. It is a damn near an exact copy of the political system in the United States of America. To the T, it's damn near exact copy. All I try to keep up with in this country is what is going on when it comes to me in this city, and I'll post the paper. Hey, this is what's going on. There's going to be water shortages. This is what this dumbass gringo did. These are things that are being stolen in this area, so you may want to watch out. I just post what the paper put out there. I'm not like independently saying all these things. I'm telling you what the people are saying. Go to the follow e-benefit dashboard. Things you can do. Yeah, I already did that, Blake. Like, it will not. No, nothing. It doesn't come up like it used to. It used to. There used to be a link you could go to where you could see your actual amount, and then there was another link where you can go fill out the application. It doesn't show that anymore. What's up, family man? How you doing? Oh, what's up, Mike? You up? You alive? Damn, headed to another appointment. Okay, bro. Yeah, Blakesley, it doesn't show that anymore. I don't know where it is on va.gov. I got to play around on va.gov and figure out where they moved it to. What are they doing? Because yeah, that's just it doesn't work that way anymore. All right. Are there any more questions, guys, when it comes to the VA pension? Because we covered a lot. VA pension, survivor's pensions amount, survivor disability amount. I mean, I showed it all. The kids, everybody. I showed it all in this video. So if you missed it, you can go back and you'll be able to see the pension amounts for aid and attendance, for housebound, and what you get if you don't qualify for anything is around $1,300 a month. So I covered the whole gambit. But tomorrow I'm going to cover the caregiver program, which is the last part to aid and attendance. SMC, aid and attendance, pension aid and attendance, and then the caregiver program. Let's see. Not like it used to. No, try. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's they changed it. They're very patriotic. You can start. Yeah, you got to be careful. Here, I mean, for the most part, Colombians are very cool. I have not, knock on wood, ran across a person who wasn't willing to help, or a person wasn't offering help or willing to help you with something. I have not, the entire time I've been here, and I've been in a lot of areas. I've been in a lot of little pueblos. I've been in, the major cities here. I've been everywhere, and I've yet to run across someone that has like an anti-foreigner, sentiment, like they don't want to deal with you. But I think that also could be because of the people I'm around. I'm not around, like when I'm going to these places, guys, there's no English being spoken. Everything is Spanish. I'm not in there, hey, can you help me? There is no side conversations that we have in English. Anytime I'm talking to the people I'm with, everybody speaks Spanish the entire time. And so the conversation is open. They're explaining stuff. I'm sitting there listening to it. I understand what's going on. So I think that also has something to do with it, because it's not like, well, they got to pull out their phone, or I got to pull out my phone and ask them what he said. And then they got to explain to me what the guy is saying or what the lady's saying. There's none of that with me, which is why I chose the way I'm doing it, which is to be with the people, understand the people. That way, when I'm around them and something's going on, I know what the hell's going on around me. I don't have to guess. Let's see. Just signed up for the new life insurance. May as well. Yeah. I had signed up for it last month, man. Yeah, get it out. Even though I got other insurance, screw it. Let's see. They changed my health. platform, they're now allowing you to use one login for all sites like eBenefits now. Yeah, I saw that too. I think in America, many people just used to get away with saying whatever they want. They want with no consequences, even if it's disrespectful. It was different years ago. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, man. In America, we can say whatever. Nobody cares. Most people are not going to even pay you attention when you say whatever you want to say about America. You know, America is this and dirty, rotten, whatever, or it's whatever word you want to throw in there about America, cool. But when you're in other countries, you can't, man. You taking a chance because YouTube and all these platforms, guys, are not like they used to be. If you only spoke English on a platform, then that's all it would show. Like people, unless they understood English, didn't know what you were saying. Well, now with Google, any language, I don't care what language they speaking, you can change it on Google, on YouTube, and it'll translate every single word into whatever whatever language your language is. So if you speak in English, like right now, guys, my channel is broadcasted in English and Spanish. You do that when you set up your YouTube. You can put as many languages in there as you want, whatever language you want. So when YouTube puts it out and somebody's watching this on the replay and all they speak is Spanish, they getting a Spanish version of this. They see my lips moving, and instead of it's coming out in English, it comes out in Spanish. You understand what I'm saying? This is how far we've advanced in technology. So it's like whatever you putting out there, trust and believe, regardless of what language they speak, they understand it. Like I noticed many children say almost anything to elders and almost never held accountable. When I grew up, oh yeah, no way. Or talk back. Yeah, that ain't happening. Yeah, ain't no talking back. Let's see. The Feds is raising rates again tomorrow at their meeting. Oh yeah, we in a recession. We've been in a recession. Will the market crash? I don't know. I'm not 100% on the market, but I got out of dealing with a whole lot of different stocks that I had, or dealing with Bitcoin. I don't deal with Bitcoin at all. None of them. Bitcoin, Dogcoin, any kind of coin, I'm out. The other one that failed, that Shaq was a part of, what was it? FTX something, FT something that went under. I didn't get involved in none of that, dude. I didn't mess with none of it. And I'll have all my stuff. Like, I'm not. No, I'm not messing with it. The only thing I'm looking at possibly doing, man, is purchasing a home. Now, for me, I will tell you like this. Who asked that question? Houston Dunn. I think that's who that is. Or is that? Yeah. For me, I'm waiting to get my residency. I don't want to purchase anything until I get residency. And the reason why is because I want the ability to come in and out whenever I want. So let's say, for example, I buy a house now. I go to get my residency next year. For whatever reason, my application is denied. Now I own a property in this country I can't even go to but half the year. What good is that to me? I can't go there when I want to go. I can only stay at my own house 6 months out of the year unless I overstay. Then I got to pay a fine, and then they could tell me, well, we're not letting you back in for another year to 2 years. Well, hell, now I can't even go to my own house that I bought for a year to 2 years. It's like, no, dog. So for me, I'm waiting until next year when I get residency to seriously look at buying a property, because that way I can come in and out. I ain't got to worry about nothing. Nobody telling me you can't stay for so long. No, I can just maneuver any way I want to. So that's what I'm waiting on, really. I got an idea of where I want to be, but this summer I want to go check out other places to make sure, do I want to be here or do I want to be somewhere else, like Bucaramanga or Paeta or Necoclí or maybe on the coastline. I don't know. But that's what I'm going to give myself the opportunity to go try other places, maybe even Manus Islands. I don't know. But what's the other one? Armenia. I think it's Armenia. Yeah. Other places like that to go try out. You never know. Uh, wow, that's sweet. Spanish channel. I'm going to check that out. Yeah. This version. No. Listen to what I'm saying. I don't have a separate channel that's Spanish. This channel is also broadcast in Spanish. So let's say you're only a Spanish speaker, because my friends watch this as well. Let's say you're only a Spanish speaker. If you go to your live screen, the screen that you're watching this on, you see a little gear icon. It'll say closed caption, okay? And then it should ask you what language. When it asks you what language, because it could be Russian or it could be whatever, you can switch it to your language. So everything that they're saying is either going to come up in English and you can read it, or it will switch it, because I'm on that beta. I'm on our Google's beta where they switch what I'm saying as I'm talking to whatever language you want. So I could be speaking in Japanese, or I could be speaking in whatever other language. So it just depends. But I don't have a Spanish channel. It's just that Google will switch it to whatever language that person wants to hear it in. Let's see. Are they still talking about tax veteran pay? I haven't heard anything else about that lately, family man. Yeah, I haven't heard anything else about it. Only that one time from the CBO, and they more than likely they're probably not going to do anything this year. But at some point, yeah, it's going to have to change. Let's see. I still can't get over that you can get a nice con. Yeah, dude. I was thinking of buying something in Florida, but now reconsidering Latin America, maybe. Yeah, real talk. It doesn't cost as much as people think in these countries to get a decent place. I'm not saying you're going to get something on the beach like you would in Miami that's maybe 3,500 square feet, 4 or 5 bedrooms. Now, there are fincas here that are out, in the campos. They build those fincas. They build them from the ground up. And I'm sure they don't cost as much because labor here is dirt cheap. Oh, wait. Let's see. Warren Buffett had a secret emergency meeting last week. They said a lot of private jets landed in Omaha. They know the market is going to crash in the near future. Yeah, I pretty much expect that. Miami's elite. Yeah, 300 grand or more. Yeah, at least. Yeah, man, you want to make sure when you get ready to buy, this is where you want to be. My only issue with Medellin is the influx of foreigners. And say you buy a property, right? And then next door, some foreigner buys a property and then they turn that house into a hostel. Now you're living next door to a hostel. Okay, where all types of people coming in and out. Situations like that. Or they turn that house into an Airbnb and there's a party there every weekend or every week. You're like, So I try to think about all those different scenarios, right? Because to me, I would rather buy a house in like some of the gated communities that are in Poblado or in Las Palmas, and where they're spread it out, where like some of them are at least a half a mile apart from each other, right? There's a big ass community of houses, and I showed it on my drone video. There's a big ass community of houses, and then there's some that they're not even close. There are some like townhouses that are right next to each other, like sandwiched all right next to each other. But the ones that I saw in Las Palmas and the ones out in Rio Negro going to the airport, they are very spread out. Or in Llano Grande, they got these big ass communities with these really big lots where nobody's like right next to each other. But for those in Llano Grande, they start at 300 plus and they move up from there. I like the privacy of a house, but hate all the never-ending repair. That's true when you have a house. So I think a condo might be better as a single man, plus it's cheaper. Now, you got to remember here, labor is way cheaper than it is in the States. You're right. There's usually, when you own a house, pipe bust, refrigerator go out, washer went out, sink, something's wrong, water's not coming through the faucet like it's supposed to. Uh, all kinds of crap happen. Microwave done, TV went out. I'm not saying all this happens all the time, but when it does, you like, damn, I just fixed this. Now this is something wrong. Hot water heater, it's usually something. Just don't want loud or ignorant. Well, see, that's the thing, bro. It's like if your neighbor next door sells it, and just like I gave you that scenario, somebody gets an Airbnb right next door, or they put a hostel there, or they're running an illegal nightclub or an illegal brothel right next to you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Got it. Are you near the beach? If you don't, no, I'm not near the beach. No, I'm probably taking a flight. I think Cartagena is 45 minutes a flight from here, 45 minutes. Santa Marta's like an hour. Most of the coast from where I am is maybe the furthest one is maybe an hour and 20 minutes from where I am right now. Love to hear about that gated community. Thank you, sir. Oh yeah, the gated communities here are very nice. You know what? I may make an appointment because I want to go check out some that's in this community in Llano Grande. And bro, 300 grand here house, man, that's a whole different level. You take that same house you put in Miami, you probably talking 3, 4, maybe $5 million for about the same size you get here for 300. Real talk. You're right. With the economy doing bad in the States, a lot of Americans are now buying property abroad while it's a lot cheaper to live. They're coming. Yeah, some are. Labor is super cheap. Yeah. It is. Here, labor is nowhere near what it is in the States, bro. I'm real talk. If you don't mind living out in the country, in the campo, in the country, and you want to build a finca. From what I understand, a lot of people here bought their fincas maybe $30,000 to $40,000. Big ass farmhouse. Okay, bought the land, lotes, big ass farmhouse, all of it, bro. $30,000, $40,000. That's it. And then they'll turn around and sell it for 80 or 100 grand. They do it here all the time. Appreciate the info every week. Markel's keeping us updated on everything. Oh, it's all good, man. I like leaving the next old person. What? Even if they're crazy, they're usually quiet and mind their business. Yeah, you like living next to the next old person. I got you. Yeah. But that's my problem, man, with this area. Is it's one thing if you buy a house or you buy a townhouse and you buy the entire building. Like if you buy a whole building in that townhouse, well, it's yours. So you know who you putting in and how to get them out. Now, I will also say this. Here is not the same as it is in the States when it comes to kicking somebody out. That's a hell of a process from my understanding here, bro, to get somebody out. So when you rent to somebody, you better know who you're renting to, because it ain't as easy here as it is in the States to get somebody out. I'm looking at buying some land, acreage on the mainland of Brazil, south of Brazil City, in Punta Gorda. The rate is 2.6 to 2.8 per American dollar. Wow. Okay. And that's the rate. Got it. A finca is like a farmhouse, basically. Matter of fact, I can show you what it is. They call it a farmhouse, right? But basically, it's like a big house out in the country. People rent them out for like vacation spots for family. There's usually 8 to 10 rooms with a big pool, and they got this big area in the back. Matter of fact, I may do one this summer. Finca in Medellin. I may do one this summer, rent it out, and just take all my friends and we go hang out there for like 3 or 4 days. But I wouldn't do a finca or rent a finca from like, no, that's not a good one. From like Airbnb and stuff like that, because you about to get the top rate. I would find a realtor or a friend of a friend and have them talk to them and get their rate instead of trying to pay um, the regular Airbnb rate, because the Airbnb rate, bro, is higher than a hotel. I mean, for an 8 room, 10 rooms, you probably gonna spend what, 200, 300 a night, versus the buddy rate. They usually get it for about 40 to 50 a night with the buddy rate locals, because they know each other. They ain't losing nothing by having them go. But this is like an example of a finca. Okay. This is out in the campo. They call it a farmhouse, but as you can see, it's just a nice big house, 8 to 10 bedrooms or more, nice big pool, nice big yard. I'll give you an example of another one. Here's another one right here. Okay, big open area, pools out there, but you can see there's nothing around you. That's why I say they're out in the campo. They're out in the country. These are fincas. And there are plenty of people who come from the States, rent these out, and they have their wild parties and all that good stuff. This is where they go. Most of the time, you will hear people talking about renting them in Santa Fe. Santa Fe is pretty popular for renting out fincas. Santa Fe and Guadalupe. If you've ever been here and you've been to Guadalupe, if you notice on the side, there's usually signs saying this is finca number 34. Across the street, maybe finca number 37. They're all up and down Guadalupe. They're all up and down Santa Fe. Some are in El Peñol. Some, trying to think where else a lot of fincas are. Can't think of where all of them are, but this is an example of a finca. My uncle lives in Cali, Colombia. Mountains added a third floor to the house, so it was one level, then two, now three. That's not unusual. So what I've learned from being here, right? If say the mom and the dad, they have 3 kids. Okay, the first kid graduates, they get married, they have a kid, they build a house on top of that house, then so on and so forth. The next kid get married, have a kid, they build a house on top of that house. They still work as a unit, right? Unlike in the States, here they don't want the kids to leave. They want their kids to stay because the kids can help with whatever situation, and they also help pay the bills. But and also, if there's a problem, they still work as a unit. Everybody gets involved to solve whatever the problem is. So it's a whole different culture here. But families are not in a rush to like, you got to leave. You got to get out of my house. It ain't like that here. They want them to stay. I rarely see people here with their own place. And if they got their own place, it's usually their own place from a family member that has like my one friend lady. My one friend lady, her aunt owns a bunch of apartments in different locations. She stays the apartments rent free. Only thing she got to do is pay the utilities. She ain't paying no rent, not a dime, not a dime. It's just, her sister, a couple other people, all of them in the same house. It's just how it goes. That's how they do it here, right? It's all love. Nobody's like, well, you got to get out. You got to go find some. No, come on in. Hell, we'll pay all these bills together. We'll do this together. We'll do that together. It's just a whole different mindset here versus what you would think coming from America. I seen a guy talking, a guy that bought a house there. The neighbors were loud and he was stuck like Chuck. He had to sell at a loss. That's my problem, Mr. B, especially because if I did buy in Medellin, I would want to buy here in the Poblado area. Either here, and I named here, Las Palmas, Llano Grande, or El Retiro. El Retiro would probably be the last choice out of them, but those are the areas I would want to buy in. Tier 1, I heard, has some great priced condos, but too many foreigners going has almost doubled the prices. There was even an article about it in the paper. Yeah, tier one, man, I haven't been to tier one in so long, so I don't know what the market is in tier one. No idea. Exactly. Family in there. My cousin and I are thinking to retire there. He lives in New Jersey now. It's different. T-Mix, I'm telling you, the mindset here, it is so different from the US. It is so different because it's crazy because in the US, you hear when you turn 18 tonight, hey, you got to get out, get your own place, take care of yourself. Where here, no. 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 You want to live in a house? Live in a house. You want to live in your same room? Live in your same room. They ain't tripping on that. You could have gone to college, graduated, got a nice job. They ain't kicking you out of the house. They're not going to do it. I have yet to hear a story where the family has kicked them out. You don't hear it here. At least I've never heard it. Never heard it. Less bills, less stress. Yeah, and that's why I try to tell people when they ask me, what do I think about retirement? Try to retire debt-free. No credit card bills, no nothing, right? Like with me living here, I think the reason why I like it so much, and I'm being honest, even though I didn't have a car payment, I still had car insurance. I still had maintenance. I had insurance on the place I was living in. I had storage facilities. There was just like a bunch of bills, right? Here, I pay two bills. I pay rent. I'm not sure I understand. I pay rent that includes all my bills, and I pay cell phone bill. That's it. That's all I got. Well, besides my health insurance, and that's part of, I add that as part of my rent. Like, I'm being real. When I pay a bill, right, my health insurance, my rent, and all the utilities are all in one bill. That's all I have to pay besides a cell phone bill. And then everything else is like, okay, the people who work for me, but that already is set to the side. It just automatically switches over to their PayPal accounts. So it's like I'm hands free. I don't have to even think about it. You know, I just go out and do what I want to do whenever I want to do it. I went out earlier today, got my hair cut, hung out for a little bit, back at home. Tomorrow, not sure if I want to do anything. Probably end up doing something Thursday and Friday. I mean, I love it. And I'm not driving. That's why I got a driver. You know, I could just get in the car, sit back, do whatever the hell I want. My mom and an aunt is from the Caribbean, and they still try to get me to move in with them, but no thanks. They want to fight too much. Man, I'm telling you, it's a different world here. Exactly. My uncle's daughter, my cousin live in the houses in New Jersey. They don't try to kick them out. I have no idea where that comes from in the States, but in the DR it was the same way. In Mexico it was the same way. Even in the Philippines, I don't recall no one saying, "Oh, you're 19, you got to get out, you got to get your own place." Oh, this is Erica. You know what? Let me get off because I was supposed to call her back. All right, guys, let me get off. Mamacita calling. So I'll get off right here, guys. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching. Any other questions you guys have about the main topic today, please leave it below. If you need to contact for the guy that I spoke to regarding getting your grant here or in whatever country you're in, please leave that below and I'll leave his email for you to contact him. But remember, though, you have already got to be approved. It can't be, well, I'm thinking about applying and all this. No, they're not going to talk to you. You got to already be in the system and you already got to be approved. All right. All right, guys, that's going to be it, man. I'm out. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day.